Something that very recently came up
Hmm.
with one of our friend and client was asking that I mean if you can put some examples to that, like they are trying to raise some funds for their company.
Hmm.
So how do you see that an art of poker could help them deal with an investor?
Yeah. So, so first, like the first rule of poker, if you know poker, like you are generally dealt two cards. Okay. Each player is dealt two cards. Okay. Is called a whole card or your own card. It's your equity. So the first thing you do in poker is you look at your two cards. Okay. And then you put yourself into that hand with respect to others. So you put a value on your hand. So what is the equity you are holding right now? Okay. So if you have two aces in the beginning of the game, that is the highest equity. And if you have deuce seven of suit of two different suits, okay, that is the lowest equity. And in between, there are almost 6,000 combinations because there are 52 cards, right? So possible, combination from those 52 cards are almost 6,000, and there is a chart. Okay, when you buy a poker tracker or some kind of a tool, there is a chart which shows all the possible combinations of the two cards, and it gives you equity, initial equity or raw equity of each of these hands. Okay, so similarly, when you want to get an investment, first thing you need to do is you need to have a correct valuation of your company called the raw equity. So what you are holding, because all your other strategy and everything will depend on what is your raw equity. Okay, so the first thing is that you need to have a very good valuation of your company. Now, when you do valuation, there are lot of different methods of valuation. The easiest is for IT industry, for example. You just double the turnover, yearly turnover. That is kind of your gross value of the company. So if your turnover is 10 crores, the value of the company is 20 crores. But then there are other factors like how many clients you have, what kind of geography you are into, how many users you have, do you have any IP with you, you have any trademarks or patents with you, uh, what kind of future growth path is there. So a lot of the other things, that will decide overall, if you have any product or if you're into services and all. So all these will decide the overall value of the company. So before going for investment, you must have a very, very comprehensive report of valuation of your company. Okay. Then comes like, okay, now what are you ready to invest? Okay, how much equity you want to invest into that particular deal? So you must have a rough idea. Okay, based on the value, because see, and you also need to know what do you want out of that investment, how much money do you need. Okay, and then you can put it as a part of your I mean as a fraction of your equity. Like for example, your company valuation comes to the valuation comes to 100 crores, right? And if currently you need 10 crore in investment, then you can put it roughly that I am not going to give more than 10% of equity, right? So that kind of a thing you need to decide. And of course, then investor would like to have more. Okay, or investor may even give you 10 crore for 5% equity if they see a future growth path. They see this is a fantastically growing company and it's gonna be another next Facebook and all, right? They can even give you 10 crores for 5% equity. So it's not always like 1:1 kind of a mapping. So there are a lot of things like this, you need to know as a business owner.